Let me just say, you're going to see this screen a lot. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Repulsion video game review. You know what? Let's not associate my music alias with this shit, and let me just go on with something else. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Drunkenskeleton video game review. Did I just make that up? Yes, I did. And this is the first video game review I've done in years. Okay, I'm just getting around to this shit since I was 16 and 13, and now I'm in my 20s doing it again because, you know, why not? I just kind of felt like it. And Witch Hunt is definitely a game worth reviewing in my humble opinion. If you're like me and don't need a AAA game title to titty suck till the nipples fall off, I think this is a great game from a great developer. I picked up Witch Hunt in a triple pack from the same dev for $20 on Steam. The pack included Shadow's Peak and Gynophobia, both of which are pretty cool and decent enough for a few hours of gameplay on a day off work for funsies. Shadow's Peak is a murder mystery game taking place on a mysterious island known as Shadow's Peak, a non-linear game good for about 3 hours of gameplay, or at least that's what I racked up on it before I completed it. And Gynophobia is a little bit different and weirder, involving a guy with a deathly and irrational fear of women and spiders. Gynophobia is good for about 1.5 hours of gameplay, but of the triple pack, I have to say Witch Hunt takes the cake without effort. That could be boiled down to the fact that it's far more involved, difficult, and a teensy bit more story-driven than the other two, but I'd say it's mostly due to the fact that this game seems more ambitious and driven, and not just to be more than a one-shot game you could complete in less than 4 or 5 hours. I'm currently 8 hours into it and can safely say I've enjoyed it. It's fun, it's interesting, finding new areas is exciting, finding new monsters is even more exciting, and I'm always on edge for what's next and how to overcome each challenge the game throws at me. On notes of beasts, look at this shit. What the hell is that thing? And why do I want to fight it so bad? That's what I mean. I see a big ass monster, I want to fight that big ass monster. But on to the description of Witch Hunt straight off of Steam. Witch Hunt is a challenging horror-themed hunting game that takes place in the 18th century. Main focus of the game is on exploration, non-linearity, and atmosphere. The game starts off with a prologue explaining the protagonist's disposition towards demonic entities, with the fact that his family was slaughtered by demons, therefore causing him to devote his life to fighting evil. At first he was motivated by vengeance, but then he met a man to show him the right way. Well, to fight evil, that is. Recently, he heard in a small town called Belleville that people started to disappear and get killed by some creature, so he immediately went into that town. Something big attacked him on the way, but he was able to scare it off, but his stupid fucking horse ran away with all of his supplies. However, he was able to get into the town on foot. So, the first place you're brought to is the small town of Belleville, and you're greeted by a vendor saying, "Hey, I think I might have what you need." And it's immediately established who you'll be running to quite often throughout the game, aside from the guy in the chapel, who'll heal you at no charge. The vendor supplies things like silver bullets, some tools to help you locate the beast you're hunting, navigation tools, boots, armor, inventory, and skills upgrading items like bags for storing ammo, and books to learn some useful skills. The guy in the chapel says you might be looking for Father Ludwig, who was killed by the quote horrible beast, so you know that these village NPCs aren't just standing around with their dicks hanging out for no reason. But the story pretty much lacks massive detail as what could be a more polished story around the town, its people, and where everyone comes from. Next up, you talk to the town's mayor about taking out the beast or beasts responsible for the deaths and disappearances of the local citizens, and in exchange you're offered rewards for each one you kill. That includes, but is not limited to, gold and ammo. So by the beginning of the game, I was already liking how the crucial NPCs are introduced one by one and how you're given the option to spring straight into the action after introductions. Throughout the game, little tips are given and offered like, "Hey dumbass, you're using a front load single shot weapon. If you gotta reload and you're about to get smacked, switch arms or go for your saber." Pretty simple stuff, but don't get me wrong, this game will tear your ass in two halves if you aren't thinking quick or you got shit aim. As far as atmosphere, this game is great. The howling of wind, distant noises, whether it be a woman's scream, the howl of the beast you're hunting, a roar, the ominous singing of a cloaked witch approaching, or a dark phantom's whispers approaching your position, the shit will truly give you chills. At no point in the game did I feel like I was truly safe or shit couldn't go south whether I had a full health or mana or not. Mana is another resource you seriously gotta watch out for. You gotta use 50% of it to use a save stone. The dark phantoms I spoke of earlier, called Whisperers, whip away 50% of your mana when they strike, then chip at your health by 50 points each time they hit if you don't have mana. You also need to use mana for skills like the one where you can see through the eyes of the beast you're hunting to determine its location. As far as your health, you'd better off to be keeping it capped out when possible and ready to react at a moment's notice with accuracy, or plan to get out of a situation with the right weapon that's required. The enemies in this game are quick as hell. They hit hard, they move fast, and hit fast, so your health points can and will chip away quickly over and over again. One of the tips I recall from the game distinctly, however, hunting requires patience and perseverance. This is true at real life standards, but this game makes damn sure that you know how serious they are when they say that. I can't count the times I've had to come back, shoot a werewolf, retreat, lose masses of health and mana, return to Belleville just to restock and restore my health, then go back, locate the beast again while also minding myself between the undead, dogs, whisperers, and every other baddie in the area. This game will absolutely try your patience and determination. If you go in rushing and running like a chicken with its head cut off, you're 110% gonna die without fail. Well, you'll die anyways, because that's just the nature of the game, but if you're careless and don't take your time with it, you'll be punished time and time again. Landmarks like buildings, sacrificial grounds, monuments, and other various areas will lure you in, and the secret's to be found whether by using other items to access them, following a white phantom to a different area, taking a plunge of faith into a dark hole, or anything of that nature feels rewarding and satisfying. In fact, the game rewards you for taking your time to investigate, look around the area, search for items, unlock secret doors and chests by not just granting gold and access to healing plants, but skill books you could have blown your gold on with the vendor at Belleville. For example, the bat creature flying above the map can be shot down and you'll discover that it had a skill book in its mouth the whole time, not to mention an incredibly useful one. So when you do play Witch Hunt, be on the lookout for these small, seemingly insignificant things. It might just help you out long term. So all in all, I'd say for $10, this game is more than worth the price. Might I also add that this entire game was made by a single guy, so for what it is, it's damn impressive if of course you can look past minor bugs like the hardly noticeable small tree clipping out and hovering above the ground, or the rainfall that somehow doesn't collide with the roof of the building you're standing in. I'll definitely be playing this game more and looking forward to see how the story wraps up, not to mention the variants of monsters to come my way. So if you want to check out the dev's site, the link is right here. The game's on Steam right now as well. Just search Witch Hunt if you want to grab a copy of it. This has been a Drunken Skeleton review. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.